Summer is revving up, and if you're eyeing a new car, there's a crucial pit stop to make: auto insurance. School's First Federal Credit Union is here to steer us through the twists and turns of getting your car properly insured. Let's welcome Nathan Calhoun, the Calavine Point branch manager from School's First Federal Credit Union. Welcome back, Nathan.
Thank you very much.
Yes, okay, so we're here to talk about car insurance. So can you give us a brief overview of what we need to know about auto insurance, especially in terms of protecting our finances?
Yeah, I would start off just by the number one, probably most important fact about auto insurance, that it is mandatory. To drive a vehicle legally here in the state of California, you do need to have a policy in place. In addition to having that policy in place, you also need to be able to show proof of a policy being in place at any given point in time. Now, auto insurance itself has several different kinds of coverages available. And when we talk about that one that's mandatory by law in the state of California, what we're talking about is liability insurance. Liability insurance basically covers you in case you ever find yourself in an at-fault accident and you're going to be liable for damages. Things like property damage, medical bills, even legal fees if you end up being sued, ends up being covered under liability coverage. Essentially, if you're ever in an at-fault and you need to compensate others, liability coverage is what helps you pay those damages. Now, the next one up that I would speak of is going to be collision insurance. Collision insurance essentially would repair or replace your vehicle if ever you're in an accident, let's say with another vehicle or even a stationary object. Now, this is an optional coverage, but if you have a loan for your vehicle, most lenders out there are requiring that you have a collision policy in place as it protects their interest in the vehicle. And the last type that I would mention would just be comprehensive. Now, there's a lot of things that can damage your car outside of a collision. You think about theft, vandalism, fire, natural disaster, even things just falling from the sky, hitting your car. And you want those damages, to be paid for. Collision would help you pay for those and keep your car intact.
Yeah, and you mentioned it's required to have auto insurance. You want it before you need it, so you know that you're covered in whatever situation that you're in. So now let's get under the hood a little bit, Nathan, and give us, how can drivers get under the hood of their current coverage?
Yeah, it's great to always go through and do an evaluation of your current coverage. Find out what kind or type of insurance that you have. What are the deductibles that you have for your current policy, and what are the limits? Not a lot of people know what's limited on their policy, so investigating those. So if ever you find yourself in a spot of wanting to evaluate whether or not you have the best coverage for you, you can go out and make apples to apples comparisons, just so you make sure that you know what is specifically a better deal versus just another deal. The other thing to look out for is discounts. A lot of insurance companies offer discounts on things like having a safe driving record, maybe being a student, or bundling policies, like if you can get a homeowner's and an auto insurance policy with the same place. Call up your current insurance company, find out what discounts are available, which ones you're taking advantage of or are eligible for. All of these factors, knowing what kind of coverage you have, what's available from other companies, will help you go out and evaluate, do you have the best coverage right now for you?
That's good to know, because once we get auto insurance, it kind of becomes an out of sight, out of mind. You make those monthly payments, but it's good to see if you're getting all of those benefits that you mentioned. With summer being a popular time to purchase cars, what tips do you have for buyers?
Well, first thing I'm going to mention, actually, you mentioned summertime. Right now, School's First Federal Credit Union has a Summer Road to Savings program, which is helping our members, our qualified members, go out and get newer vehicles with special pricing that helps them be a little bit more affordable. Now, to your question about insurance specifically, one thing that commonly gets overlooked when you're buying a new car is what's going to be the downstream effect of that new car on the price of your insurance. Insurance companies will factor their premium price based on a lot of things like safety ratings, repair costs, what's the likelihood that that car gets stolen. So from model to model, the price for a premium can vary greatly. So one thing that you might want to consider is going out, figuring out what kind of car you're probably going to buy, and then calling and getting an estimate before you buy, which is not the normal pattern. But you want to understand what's going to be the total impact of this new car and the insurance on your monthly budget.
All right, and you lightly touched on it, but tell us about the Summer Road to Savings campaign.
Yes, School's First Summer Road to Savings campaign. We have a seamless, very streamlined process to allow, like I say, qualified members to go get a newer car but also get a rate discount on top of that whole process. So how it works is one of our members would go down and get themselves pre-approved on an auto loan application, then equipped with the knowledge of what it is that they can, now go out and buy, the total amount of purchase price. They can work with either Enterprise Car Sales or browse through thousands of cars through our car locator service powered by TrueCar. Once they identify the car that's going to work for them, they can go ahead and make the purchase when the loan funds with a 0.5% off our normal interest rate, which
Wow.
makes the car even more affordable. So you get the newer car, you get the special rate, you get the streamlined process. It's a great deal.
There you go. You go in with all the tools. Nathan, thank you so much. I'm going to let our viewers know where they can go for more information. You can visit one of the many Schools First Federal Credit Union branch locations as seen on the screen, and you can find out more online by going to schoolsfirstfcu.org.